What's going on, everyone? Today I've got some really interesting news regarding some of the most latest and greatest rumors and speculations regarding the release date, prices, as well as the equally important specs aspects from what Sony might potentially be cooking up at their headquarters. In an article provided by T3.com, published by David Nield and Robert Jones, in which the two compiled a set of PlayStation 5 leaks, and so without a further ado, here are the deets. In regards to graphical performance, they state that the PS5 is capable of beating the Xbox One and the PS4 Pro as well, adding that Red Dead Redemption 2 would run unlike anything the market has ever seen before on the PS5. Now, while Microsoft has their Xbox One X, arguably the market's most graphically sound and well console, they believe that Sony can easily target back with the PlayStation 5's performance. Now, the PlayStation 3 released in November 11th, 2006. Meanwhile, the PlayStation 4 came out in November 15th of 2013. And so by this logic of pattern, it would make sense that the PlayStation 5 would release around November 19th, 2020. This would mean that the PlayStation 5 would release on a Thursday, which wouldn't be uncommon for Sony since their previous consoles, that being the PS3 and the PlayStation 4, released on a Friday and a Saturday, essentially the ending half of portion of the week. Despite this, it was also mentioned by the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, John Codera, on May of last year that there would be no PlayStation 5 before 2021, which essentially defeats that speculation, but regardless, it doesn't mean it can't happen. With the launch portion out of the way, let's talk about some pricings, shall we? Now, again, this is all speculation, but because this console seems to be far more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro and possibly even the Xbox One X, it would make sense that Sony has the price a little higher than normal. With that being said, it might end up going for 500 Canadian or even 550 Canadian, which translates to about 380 to 415 in US dollars. So we're talking some really big dollars here. But if Sony shows enough confidence in their console, it should be no problem for those of us who wish to purchase their next best one yet. Of course, as a person who loves to talk about business money myself, I believe that Sony should actually push their console for no more than 450 Canadian, which would be around 340 USD. This would essentially mean that Sony would be selling their PlayStation 5 for about $60 cheaper than the PlayStation 4 when it originally launched back in 2013. This would be huge, and I think it would compel people to actually buy their new console rather than be discouraged from doing so because of the higher price this time around. That's just my opinion, of course. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But you know, onto some of the more appealing details that is regarding the PlayStation 5 specs. It's a no-brainer that Sony would want to push a 4K resolution, otherwise they would lose sales like no other, or probably won't get any at all. This graphical performance actually allows these games to run extremely nice, and that'd be expected for a brand new console and around, you know, the 2000s or 2020. It was also actually mentioned that there is a dedicated graphics chip rumor floating around for the PlayStation 5, which essentially means that there will not be a shared combination between graphics and processing. And if that is true, this might be great news for all those, including myself, who currently use the PlayStation 4 to record and stream gameplay. With a potential performance boost for internal parts and having solid 4K to to around 60 frames per second capabilities, with a huge line of video games and you know that have yet to get a release date, Sony seems to be in a really great frame right now, and I believe that the future for the PlayStation 5 looks even so brighter. While these, most of these aren't technically confirmed, it still goes to show the kind of ideas Sony might want to implement with the reveal of the PlayStation 5 in order to beat any future competition. Without a doubt, I believe that Sony is cooking up one big, fat, juicy meal for all of us consumers to eat. It's just a matter of when we'd actually get time or the chance to dig in.
This is a tasty burger.
Hello, my name is TheStarkz, and I hope you know, or at least some of you enjoyed some of these little details regarding some of the more interesting performance the PlayStation 5 might end up having in the near future. If you enjoyed the video or are looking for a content creator that loves video games and PlayStation, you've come to the right place. I offer a variety of content stemming from commentaries, news videos such as this one, and even reviews and rants from time to time. Before I go, I'd also like to give a personal shout out to Aaron Medina for creating my newer profile image, my YouTube banner, and Twitch icons. He did a fantastic job. And of course, if you're in need of a wonderful designer, I suggest shooting him a direct message over on Twitter. I'll leave his Twitter in the description below for you guys to check out. And one more thing, I also want to apologize for the lack of videos within the last week or two. I've had a cold, I've been sick, and I'm going back into school. So I have a busier schedule than none, and I'm making new, relationships and whatnot. But I'm just recovering from a cold, so I apologize. But of course, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Whether you think, they are pushing a console before 2021, and if it's in some of the different features and customizations that the PlayStation 5 might have as well. I didn't get to touch on that just because to be honest, there was no information about that in the article. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys later. Peace.